Hi, Gregor. Ready to go Park City? Good to see you.
Good to see you.
How's the conference been for you so far?
Oh, it's always good to be at one of these conferences. You hear from your peers.
So tell me a little bit about what you do at Clorox.
My focus is on doing video for social. Creative is my title.
Mm-hmm.
So most of what that translates to is, because video is kind of the lingua franca of social, it's working on video.
Who do you think's doing well out there? I mean, you can talk about certain brands if you want to. You can talk about Clorox's initiatives, or maybe just in general. But who's doing social video well?
I would say marketing in general has gotten to be much more complicated than it used to be, I think. And the people, I think, who have sort of a hit record one day where, whatever it was, Dunk in the Dark was the thing everyone was talking about in like 2005 or something.
Yeah, well,
that was sort of a moment that changed the trajectory of the way people went to market, thinking they have to have a war room and they have to have a cross-functional team around the table and all this stuff. The shelf life of these things is really very short. So someone will come out with something that's just brilliant, and I'm like, God, I wish I thought of that, or that's going to be a disaster.
Yeah.
Personally speaking, I'm much more interested in bigger ideas and people who are less risk averse, people who do things that are a little bit chancier. I was watching some new car spot recently. It was some car driving on a twisty road with some beautiful couple, and they were driving on like Pacific Coast Highway 1 or something.
That's never used in the movies or commercials.
Yeah, I was just thinking, my God, like, why would you even make, in 2017, why would you make a spot of someone driving down a twisty highway in your model of car?
Yeah.
It's just been done 10 billion times.
How do brands address that? How can they still get their message across and tell a great story, or can they?
They definitely can, and I would actually say, when United had the video come out of the guy getting beaten up and thrown off the plane, that was not a social video spot. And yet, in a sense, it was. They didn't produce it. It got produced on their behalf because some dummy decided to call some goons who beat up a guy and dragged him off a plane.
Yeah.
If United were a different company than they are, and their CEO had a different personality than he does, that would have been an incredible opportunity.
Yeah. Well, it's amazing to me that oftentimes the C-level suite is not ready for that type of occurrence. It just seems there's such a disconnect between the current marketing world and communication world and what I think C-level oftentimes is prepared for.
Yes, and in that particular case, his response was the axiomatic C-suite response. He got defensive. He said, "I love my employees," and something. There was nothing in there about, God, that's bad. I better do something about that.
Oops.
Maybe like to the 100 million views that we just got organically in the first 24 hours on this one. Maybe we should do something that works to switch people's perception. Say, United is not the airline that dragged you off beating your head. I don't know.
Okay, so how did Pepsi handle the Kendall Jenner issue? Did they do a better job?
No, I think, once again, I would say the Pepsi spot wasn't such a nightmare spot as people made it out to be. The nightmare, which of their own creation, was that they created a headache for themselves with a tone-deaf, racist, whatever you want to call it, spot. Fine, plenty of people do stupid spots. What they didn't do is they seemed to then stand there with their, deer in the headlights in their reaction, their PR crisis management mode. They could have done a lot of things. Instead, they seemed to sort of just sit there going like, And I would say, just like in a real-life, non-metaphorical version of being caught in the headlights, you should probably pull yourself together and get out of the way, not just stand there stammering.
Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10, how risky do you think brands are today, 10 being the highest, and where do you think they should be to begin to have these experiences that they're allowed to learn from and create those incredible opportunities and campaigns?
I'm not sure risky is exactly the word I'd push for, because I'm not sure that we need to be pushing the envelope or pushing boundaries or doing anything.
Okay.
In all the books, when people like Steve Jobs style books, and they say, I was out, they threw me out of my own company, I had $15 left to my name, and my dog died.
Yeah, Tony Robbins got
right.
The janitor.
It's always at that moment that the hero's journey begins, right? Because the hero's journey is not you started in the middle and you went up. The hero's journey is you start here and you drop the thing and then you got to climb your way back. To get down into that valley inevitably requires failure of something. The system failed, you failed, somehow you fell down in the well. A culture that embraces a little bit less artifice of continued success and a little more the reality that success is often a staircase that doesn't go straight up, but it goes up and down.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I think that's about the realness of social. I think we're getting realer, and it's an opportunity to be a little less full of ourselves and full of jargon and full of nonsense.
Fabricated. I think the customer's demanding it. So let's get real then. All right. How about
fist bump?
there you
Why
go.
not? I'll
Perfect.
take it.
All right.
Good talk.
Thank you very much. That was awesome.